I miss playing poker. I really struggle to do a little bit of something and a little bit of something else. I'm kind of all in on whatever I do, no pun intended. I will play poker seriously again. When I play poker seriously again, I'll have gotten a lot of my time back from my business ventures, and I will have found a good game or a good opponent to play against that wants to play me regularly. What I'm really waiting for is the next cash game opportunity that I can dive into head first. These days I find myself doing a lot of things that are not poker. I'm not playing, no, I'm commentating. They're related to poker, but they're not playing poker. We've never done commentary together.
Is that so?
Yeah, I don't think so.
No way, really?
Yeah. I'll be depending on you a little bit there. I immediately took to the role of teacher and mentor within poker. It's something that I love and one of the things that I want most. I've been coaching poker strategy for 15 years or so. This year, I got excited to try to coach outside of just on-the-table strategy. I wanted to coach people through being a poker player in their poker careers and outside of that, even impacting their lives. I've never done this before, so just those pre-performance, in a way, jitters. So I'm as prepared as I'm gonna be. We're starting in 5 minutes. I'll hop on there a little before then. Got my notes on all the people. I've got my notes on this call. Happy with the groups. I'm confident that I can do a good job, but it's gonna continue to be kind of hard work and stressful.
The first day is over, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm massively relieved.
That was a lot of anticipation.
Yeah.
Phil doesn't get out as much as I do. I'm out there grinding. He plays online if he plays.
Nowadays, Farah is doing most of the poker playing in this household. She has the same love for the game that I do.
Farah might have set or reset me more than any human I've ever played against.
Colin.
She is one of my absolute favorite human beings on the planet. She is fiercely competitive.
Farah shows the 6 of spades to get the table talking to themselves.
But also wildly empathetic. I've never seen somebody who wants to win every single pot they play.
Lucky.
But their heart also breaks every time they set or reset you. And it's genuine both ways.
Yay! Sorry.
I assume most people underestimate her. She's a lot better than I would think almost everybody thinks, except for people that play with her.
Amazing day for Farah Galfond.
It's quite interesting to be a woman in poker in general, but also especially in the high stakes world. I feel like there's always a sense of us trying to prove ourselves a little bit. I think we sometimes get less credit than maybe we deserve. Maybe people think that we got a spot in this game because we're women or because we're fun to play with, but not necessarily because we're skilled players.
She rakes in a 50K pot.
She's very, very tough, and maybe people underestimate her a little bit, but I can tell that she is happy to be underestimated.
Like husband, like wife. Barrett winning pots and doing it with class.
It is exciting to see her focused and driven and trying to achieve things, because that's the way that I am, and I think that's a really big part of our compatibility and respect for each other.
Love you.
Love you. Good luck.
She is very fierce when it comes to standing up for Phil in public domains. Her Twitter persona and the way she plays, I think, are actually very much in cohesion.
I know you would love me to be out there.
It feels like a waste. God-given talent.
Yeah.
You know, people ask me all the time why you don't play it. Why isn't Phil playing this?
I do always get asked, why are you not playing more WSOP events? And the answer is, I'm not a tournament player. I've never been a tournament player.
So you're content with not playing?
I'm content with not playing for periods of time, and then I start to really miss it. Farah is always pushing me to get out there more into the live poker world, and I do occasionally engage in some activities surrounding that. Thanks, bud. I love you. Bye, hon. Thank you. So today's day one of the PLO Super High Roller Bowl. It is a 100K buy-in with one 100K re-entry, plus some rake. And it's the first poker I've played in a really long time, and I'm excited. I'm expecting some people not to be surprised that I showed up for a 100K PLO, because what else would I show up for if not this? But yeah, I'm expecting some, hey Phil, haven't seen you in a while.
You'll just never be desperate enough.
I mean, tournaments are just not, it's not the form of poker that I love. What I love about poker is playing deep stack poker and trying to get inside of somebody's head and read their hand over multiple streets with multiple bets going in. That's just like what I love most. That's just the absolute best, is solving that kind of puzzle. You don't get to do that so much in tournaments. Look, if I had no businesses, if I were single, I would be moving somewhere and finding a game somewhere, but
why not in Las Vegas, Nevada?
What game? I am a cash game player, and an online cash game player primarily, but live cash games are great too. The problem is that live cash games at high stakes have all gone private, and online cash games at high stakes have largely gone private too. And the ones that are not private, I don't have access to here in Las Vegas for the most part. I'm left now, either having to play smaller stakes that aren't that meaningful to me, or just play in games very sporadically. And I'm hoping that in the future that changes. When I play these one-off tournaments or cash games, it ends up being a lot less fun, and I end up being affected more by the swings. It's tough because I really put a lot of pressure on myself to perform well, yet I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm not going to be performing well for me, just because I'm not practiced, I'm not used to playing, I'm not doing any kind of pre-game routine. Obviously if I have a great day results-wise, I'll have some happiness about that, but realistically, I'm still going to make mistakes, and I'm still going to be disappointed that I didn't play my best, but realistically, I can't play my best given the circumstances. We're playing 100, 200. I could very easily lose 100K today, and then it's like I'm not going to be able to get that back for a while because I'm not going to be playing for a while. So that's what makes it harder to take swings. When I was playing full time, it was not so easy, but compared to what most people would assume, it was pretty easy to handle the swing. And now I've gotten out of the habit of it and out of the practice of losing.
The first time Daddy has played in a really long time, and you're being so loud.
But Mommy, Daddy can't hear it.
But I can't hear it either.
I love thinking about the game and trying new things, new tactics.
Farah has gone from being a mid-stakes cash game player to a nosebleed stakes cash game player to a tournament player as of late, with a pretty big break in there to focus on being a mom.
So after I had Spencer, I tried to get back into poker. Going back to cash games gave me a lot of anxiety and mom guilt, and I was leaving the house to go gamble in these environments that felt sleazy, and I'm a professional gambler, I have an infant at home. I was battling with a lot of stuff, but I still desperately wanted to play poker because I love it. I switched gears to tournaments, and I found that all the anxiety I was experiencing going to play cash games was lifted. Cash games, you can get up whenever you want. You can quit whenever you want. And so when I got to the game, I would feel pressure to get up and go home. I've been here for 2 hours, I should probably go home. But in a tournament, you are there until your chips are gone. And so the pressure of getting up and going home was lifted from me when I play a tournament, because I don't get to decide. The cards and the chips decide for me.
She didn't go through the same kind of journey that I did and a lot of people did as a professional player. She didn't have to manage a bankroll in any way. And so this last year, she has set out to really emulate that kind of career. So we discussed it at the beginning of the year. We set up a bankroll for her, and she wanted to dedicate herself to tournaments for the entire year, really play as much as she could while still being a mom. And at the end of the year, see how she did.
2023 was my first year playing tournaments exclusively. Phil and I decided on a $100,000 bankroll.
I think there's actually something lacking when you don't have those goals and you're kind of just playing to play. And so I was excited that she wanted to do this.
I think it was going pretty well until December. I'm pretty sure I ended the year down, but Phil will give me the final result.
So 2023 results. So as you predicted, if we look until December started, you're just about even. You're down 3K, but December was not good.
Yeah.
So we finished down 42,000, which...
Gotta go.
Well, hold on. How do you feel about the year looking back?
I mean, it was my first year doing it. So, you know, obviously it would have been cool to have a stellar first year, but I didn't. And, you know, I've just always been really competitive with myself. Obviously, I'm competitive with other people at the table, but really I play poker to see what Farah is capable of.
I do help Farah with her game from time to time, but really the way that I help is emotional support, moral support, and being a dad so that she can be out there playing.
He supports me so much, and it's time, it's money.
Get him.
All right, I'll try.
I want to make myself proud, and I want to make Phil proud, and my son, but he doesn't really understand what's going on.
That is a big jump.
We have one kid, and I've got my 2 boys now, and we're just like 3 little peas in a pod.
Parenthood changed both of us. It changed everything for us and changed who we were and how we acted.
Up until being parents, we had no sleep schedule. Sometimes I would come home from the casino and the sun is up.
You know, we went from waking up every day at 2 p.m. to waking up at 5:30 a.m.
Spencer is self-taught math and language. Phil will notice like what he's learning, and then he kind of takes that and runs with it. He elaborates.
What is the square root of 49?
7.
What's the square root of 25?
5.
You tied. What is 6 squared?
36.
3 cubed.
27.
4 cubed.
64.
11 squared.
121.
What's 5 cubed?
125.
What?
I'm so impressed.
I think that's what Phil's dad did for Phil. They have, like, all 3 of them have the same kind of mathematical brain.
He will sometimes be upset about something, and I will try to explain it. I feel like if I can understand it, then I am capable of explaining it in a way that the other person can understand it too. But when you're talking to a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, 4-year-old watches this and not as good as you are at scootering, and they'll think, oh, I could do without a helmet, and then they fall and get hurt.
I'm 5, not 4.
Okay, well, what if a 5-year-old watches it and they think that they can scooter, but they're not as good as you, and so they try without a helmet and they fall down and they really hurt their head? Wouldn't that be awful?
That's not me.
And then Farah walks in and distracts him, and within 10 seconds, the problem's solved. Honestly, I don't think Farah would be upset by this, but I thought that I was going to be the better parent, the great parent, and as it turns out, she is. She's the better parent.
Who is the better parent?
I think I'm the better parent. Everyone's gonna choose themselves, right?
I think one of the things that made me great at poker was that it was an obsession. I went to sleep thinking about poker. I woke up thinking about poker. I ate all my meals thinking about poker, sometimes playing poker. And, you know, Farah has that same level of obsession with being a mother. And even though she's gotten back into playing poker, Spencer is still the first thing she thinks of when she wakes up and the last thing she thinks of before she goes to bed. And I think that's what makes her a great mom. As I think about the future, I'm excitedly curious for what it may hold. You know, some might say that I'm kind of bouncing around too much, doing too many things, but it's really who I am. I love to learn new things, and I love to learn new things and then teach people those things. I'm spending a lot of time on coaching. I'm getting coached, actually by multiple coaches on how to be a better coach. and I'm doing group coaching, and I'm really finding a lot of joy in it. The group coaching that I'm doing is really just taking a lot of the skills that I've learned over the last 5 to 7 years, as I had to go from poker player with no work experience to multi-business owner, poker player, father, and juggle all of that while still being efficient, productive, and focused. To be perfectly honest, this has been a lot more nerve-wracking than any coaching I've done previously.
Once the 13-week program was over and he got the feedback from all the students, I saw him tear up. It was really rewarding for him.
I have learned so much about myself in the process and how to execute better in all of these things. And one of the things I'm learning about myself is that I really love teaching it and seeing the impact that has on other people. And I think I even enjoy teaching this kind of stuff more than poker strategy, which is already a pretty high bar to clear. Farah just had her 40th birthday, and we brought a ton of people together. It was actually planned very generously by one of our close friends.
They all threw me this insane 40th birthday party. I've never felt more loved, and I'm gonna cry thinking about it. It's the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me, and those are my friends here.
It was an awesome party. So many people from both inside and outside the poker world came.
I was in a conversation with Jason Kuhn at the party, and we were just talking about, this is a good time. We're in a really good, exciting, fun, joyful pocket of our lives, and how we both want to enjoy it.
We live close to each other, and we're spending time together, and we're watching our boys and girls become friends. It's just lovely, and it's just awesome really being around so many people that we genuinely love.
So many people will say, how can you live in Vegas? I'm here to tell you, I've never been happier living anywhere else. New York, LA, Vancouver, Kentucky. We have such a great, tight-knit group of friends here.
What's next? I don't know. I'm doing things I love, and I'm keeping my options open.
There's so many opportunities in Vegas, and I've been playing a lot at the Wynn and Venetian, and the series is about to start, and I'm excited for that. I'm not sure exactly what it is I want to accomplish. I just know I haven't gotten there yet. As long as we're together, failing together, whatever we're doing, as long as we're together, we're gonna be good.
Hey, how's it going?
As I juggle all these things, I'm still trying to figure out in real time. I'm still trying to always re-optimize and reevaluate what I'm doing. So where am I going to be at in 5 years? I don't know. We'll see.
It's like old school versus new school.
I am old school now. I used to be new school.